the number one sales story you can tell to sell anything. Hey everybody, Jim Edwards here with a quick story about a sales story. I started selling my first book online back in 1997. I struggled for years. In fact, I struggled for 4 years trying to sell my book. Then I went to a seminar and I listened to somebody who said, hey, you need to tell a story on your sales letter. Well, first he taught what a sales letter was, and then he said you need to tell a story on your sales letter. Now, I don't know about you, but if somebody says, hey, tell a story, it's kind of hard to figure out what story to tell. And so I actually ended up telling a story on that sales letter that increased my sales by 250%. And I'm going to tell you about that story and how I structured it in just a minute. But I want to give you a heads up. I'm going to be teaching a sales story masterclass coming up here very shortly. There's a link around here somewhere. You can sign up for it for free. I'm going to show you how you can get a sales story done to 2x, 4x, even 10x your sales in an afternoon. So look for that. But here's the tip on all of this. The number one best story that you can tell to immediately increase sales is your origin story. Why? Well, the story that I ended up telling on that sales letter was the story about how now my book was How to Sell Your House Yourself. So the story I told was how I went from having not one, but 2 houses I needed to sell. And I needed to sell them in I almost wrote 20, but I needed to sell them in 30 days or I was not going to be able to take a job down in, look at that, down in Florida, actually in Miami. And so I told the story of how I had not one, but 2 houses to sell. But it gets worse. I had just gotten married. I had to get it done in 30 days or I wasn't going to be able to take the job. So I shared all of the problems, all the trials, all the tribulations, all of the roadblocks. I then shared how I figured out how to get it done, how I sold both houses in less than 30 days and went to closing. What I shared was my origin story, and I didn't realize it at the time, but this was the most effective story that I could tell, and you could tell, in sales because it answers a whole bunch of questions really, really fast. It answers a question of why. Why you? Why should I listen to you? Why this, meaning this product that you're selling, and why now, meaning why should I buy this right now? Because if I want to get the result, I need to do exactly what you did, and this is all contained in your product. So, origin story. Number one type of story you need to learn how to tell. Now, you may have heard of the hero's journey, and to some degree, the origin story is the hero's journey, but it's a very specific type of hero's journey. And if you would like to learn how to tell an amazing origin story, I will show you step by step over an entire afternoon in a masterclass that other people would charge $1,000 for. I'll let you attend it absolutely free. Just head on over to salesstorymasterclass.com. There's also a link for it around here somewhere, and I'll look forward to seeing you live on the masterclass.